No rest for the wicked. Our friends Neil and Anne had finally arrived after an epic drive from England. They had brought with them a few things that we had not had room to bring with us when we moved, and a couple of things that we'd forgotten. One of which was Bunty's favourite toy, a donkey that she'd left behind. So bring it they did, and happy she was. Yeah, Pican. And that's how fast a dog falls asleep. 16 seconds. Neil and Anne wanted to get to work straight away, so aside from a trip to the swimming lake, that's what we did.
So this block is just butted up that wall of tourism.
Okay. Oh, well, that's easily sortable then, isn't it?
Oh,
As we mentioned in an earlier video, the wooden supporting beam in the guest bathroom was almost completely eaten through. So what better place to start work?
So it goes into a conduit there, which is fine.
Before we dared rip out the old rotten beam, we wanted to give it some temporary support.
Yes, tongue. The only snag is when you put this on here, I've even made it worse by chasing that stuff off. There's a gap in the middle here, which has always been missing anyway. But we probably need to pack.
I've got some packers.
Yeah, so if we pack that just to stop it, otherwise it could pull the bricks down.
Yeah, oh yeah, of course.
So it's just a little encouragement, I think. This might be the tricky bit because all the screws have come through at different angles.
I know, yeah.
Like that. So.
You suggested that my drill was less than perfect. Oh, it's pushing back out again.
If I go the other side then, I'll go the other side. Oh, excellent move, yeah. Let's just get
It's always nice when it breaks up into a million pieces. It's just lovely chunky ceiling.
That's it, the whole thing's out. Right.
Oh well, look, we've got a shape.
Yeah, exactly, it's a profile, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, this bathroom now sports this wonderful viewing platform where you can see anybody coming up the stairs, so you can sit on the toilet quite happily and they could perhaps pass you a sandwich or a cup of tea. It's very modern, you know.
Fine, this is made of our bathroom.
Yes, so we're going to have to plug this gap a little. It's a bit of a viewing gallery. So to give you an idea of what's happening and what we've done, the beam that was going across here, as you know, was completely rotten. And so Neil's great idea was to get 2 bits of wood, one on either side of the wall, drill holes through and clamp it together, which means the wall can't start falling out in the middle. So we've done that, and we've scraped away all the debris, the material that was that old beam and everything that was supporting it. And now we've bought a new bit of wood. We're going to offer the bit of wood up and try to work out how we're going to shape it from the square shape that it is to the shape that's needed for this part of the wall. So that's going to be a bit of a tricky and interesting job because I don't have all the proper woodworking tools to do that. I don't have any table saws or anything. So that's a problem to be solved, and also it'd be nice to cover this hole before Neil and Anne need to use this bathroom. So that's what we're doing this afternoon, bearing in mind that it's 5 o'clock.
Devastation.
And spaniels. Why is there a spaniel in the way? This is the new beam, and it is in place. So I'm really pleased with the work we've done today. It's brilliant. There is a big gap there, yes, but the beam is in. So tomorrow we can probably take off the support, and we can fill the gaps fully and plasterboard the outside. And then the hole will be covered. Bingo bongo.
And lo, Neil magicked it for us. Absolutely marvellous.
Welcome to Jane's Find of the Day with Jane.
Welcome to this week's Find of the Day at Chateau de Pican. Today I'm going to be talking about this, and certainly when I first saw it, and even after having looked at it for a while, I'm really not quite sure what it is. But if we lift the lid off, you can see that it was intended to have candles inside. And our previous owners of the chateau absolutely love candles. There are huge numbers of candelabra and things to do with candles, and candles themselves in all shapes, all sizes. So I guess this was the natural item for them to have acquired. When you put the lid on, I presume you can still get, flame coming out, the light coming out. I don't know if it was intended to sort of keep you warm. You put it by your feet. It's very heavy. It's made of solid pewter. You can see that the design is inspired by fishy things. We've got these glum-looking fish around the sides, making the legs of it. You see their beautiful tails curved up there. And then we've got these shell motifs around the top that make the lid. And maybe this is supposed to make us think of waves, these ropes going around the side, or other nautical things. And it's stamped by the name of the artist, which is very helpful. And he was called Giovanni Patrini, Italian. And he lived from 1931 to 1993, so he's no longer with us. And he worked a lot in pewter. And this is one of his extraordinary pieces.
Meanwhile, Anne and I were getting the Grand Salon ready for its new curtains. The old orange ones were coming down. Sounds simple, but the heavy curtain pole wasn't secured at one end because of loose masonry in the wall.
It's glass, it's sort of really wobbly.
Yeah, it's just pretty, isn't it?
It's shame that one was cracked, or is it
I
two
know.
different panes?
We think it's two different
Two
panes
panes.
across the middle. But it is quite.
Right, that feels like it's in position. And that goes in a fair way.
And hopefully when you brand the thing, it will sort of push the stuff out into the brickwork.
Well, definitely got several strong squeezes.
Have you got a hammer?
You took the hammer down.
I thought you've got, sorry, I thought you were going to get it.
No, I'll get the door.
Well, that's going wrong quickly.
Uh-oh.
That one's fine. I need to undo this one.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll probably use that one.
Yeah, we'll try to do that.
Yeah. not going. It's not going in.
Oh, really?
Do we only have 2 of these?
There's some more out in the barn.
Because this one's, it's got muck in it. So it's opened. Oh, that was out. I wonder whether just to pack a load more glue in and then
Yeah,
just
that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
But not enough that you can't start the hole, if you know what I mean. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Not over it.
But it's gone off. It's actually hot.
Yeah. Exofilm.
No, it's gone off.
I think it mixes in the tube and
Yeah.
so the whole.
Well, I better get this tube off and then put the cap back on.
Yes.
Thank you. Just hope it hasn't completely gone off. Well, there we go. There was a little adventure. A mini adventure that is only minorly successful thus far. This is in position. That is starting to feel rigid now. So there's a minor benefit to this.
We may have mentioned before that the rear barn has suffered serious damage over many years of neglect, leading to one of the huge roof support beams rotting through completely and collapsing. We've been trying to work out what to do about it since we moved in, and have neglected thinking about it as often as possible. Until now. It was Neil and Anne's last day, and true to form, they kept us working hard all day. Neil waited until nearly 6 p.m. before cajoling us all into removing the tiles from the damaged part of the barn roof.
Check that's mainly broken.
I'll pass that to you.
North facing, region that comes.
Yeah. Fantastic. Last two.
Woohoo! So this is our reject pile. Do you know what this means?
What?
It's almost time for pizza and wine.
I know, which is pretty good.
But thank you very much, everybody. That's been an amazing bit of teamwork. I didn't think we were going to get anything like that done today. In fact, we wouldn't have if Neil hadn't said, let's do that.
Let's keep him quiet now, shall we?
The moment that perhaps none of you have been waiting for.
So in terms of what this might be worth, it's anyone's guess, I would say. The only things I've found of his that are in any way similar are wine coolers or champagne coolers in the shape of shells, either curly shells like a snail shell or different kind of clam, more like a clam shell kind of shape. And they were selling for quite a lot. I mean, something like $1,500, I think. This, you know, you can't put wine in it, so maybe it's not as it's not going to have as wide an appeal, but it is a tremendous piece, probably bigger, more substantial than those other pieces. And I'm sure it's collectible. I mean, although I've only found 2 pieces of his that are sort of similar to this, he also made chairs. He also made candlesticks and smaller items. and I think he did some drawings as well. So I think he's very well regarded. He is collectible. I've never seen anything like this, so it could be reasonably valuable to a collector.
The day before Neil and Anne arrived, I did manage to find a little bit of time to work on the barbecue.
It just sort of suggests Second World War bomb, doesn't it? Oh, that's hot. Hot plate, grill. It's all been held together by tiles and bits and bobs at the minute. So this isn't exactly how it'll look when it's finished, but it's how it looks today when we are doing our first barbecue. Oh, such smooth action. Right, let's try the oven out.